Yo, what's poppin', everyone? We are Minds That Matter. I'm your girl, Tassie Janae Jones. We got my girl, Shamoni.
Hey.
And we also got my dog, Nicole.
What's up?
Yo, what's poppin', everyone? Our objective is to promote positive dialogue that encourages forward thinking. We're striving to encourage and empower individuals through collaborative discussion. We hope you guys enjoy our dope conversations and content. Let us know what you guys think and hit us up.
And if you guys like the content we're bringing, make sure you subscribe to all social media platforms at Minds That Matter.
Yes. So, as always, we want to thank all of our listeners for tuning into Minds That Matter. We appreciate we appreciate your support. Lord, I was trying to get that mouthful out. This topic today we're talking about is leaving the nest, and we have a great special guest with us. Her name is Janelle Crawford. Hello, Janelle.
Hi, how y'all doing?
We're doing pretty good. Welcome to Minds That Matter.
Thank you for having me.
So, as always, we do like to start off with some fun facts with our guests. Do you want to give us a fun fact about yourself?
Absolutely. I'll give two since I gave one off air. So the first one, is me and Oprah Winfrey. We got the same birthday, and it might not mean much to a lot of people, but for me, that's like kind of motivational, being as though the type of success.
Right. Gemini,
Aquarius.
Oh shit!
January 29th.
A whole different part of the year, Nicole.
Aquarius. No,
months away. My bad.
They crazy. But,
right. That's what I was asking.
The January or the February Aquarius?
January 29th.
Oh, the day after J. Cole.
Period. So you know exactly. So it's greatness,
Destined for greatness,
Exactly. I actually have that tattooed. But
oh, really?
I do, in Italian.
Is that another fun fact, or are you just giving us facts?
That's facts. And then the other this is the official fun fact. I love Amazon.
Oh. Girl, I think we all love Amazon.
No.
Birthday present through Amazon. Okay.
No, Amazon. I order everything from Amazon. Food, everything.
Oh my God.
You got that Prime membership.
Not even. I just got a good credit card. With a good limit.
Girl.
I'm weak.
I ain't bad at you.
Exactly.
I need to step my ordering game up. I don't even be like taking advantage of my Prime like I need to.
Girl,
I do.
Okay. Yeah,
I love it. If I order something, I know it'll be here in a day or two. Like,
exactly. So me and Oprah got the same birthday, and I'm an Amazonaholic.
Amazonaholic. That should be like a hashtag or like.
Put it on
I need a t-shirt, hoodie, hat, something.
Yeah.
All that. Put it on the dad hat.
Phone case.
You heard it here first, Amazon.
Yes.
Put it in your Instagram bio.
Has like a smile, like.
Yeah.
You better brand it, sis.
Man.
Okay, so we're gonna definitely get onto a more serious topic today, which the topic is gonna be leaving the nest, but in real terms, it's common in the Black community for parents or family members, depending on who you're raised by, to push you out of a home at a certain age, right? And sometimes it's by force. Sometimes it's unspoken, and it's just like the way of life. You're ready to go because you've grown now. You're an adult. Some leave off to college. There's different ways of leaving a home. Tell us a little bit about your experience, and if you have anything going on to where how it developed you into the woman you are today.
I personally know two people that was forced out the nest, and one of them, it actually made her. The other one, it actually broke her.
Okay.
Yeah. It actually broke her. One became real successful, independent, self-sufficient. She had trust issues, and the other one wasn't as headstrong as the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So it broke her because she was easily influenced. She literally was lost. She didn't know which way she wanted to go. And I just feel like kicking your kids out at 18, I just feel like, yes, 18, you are legally, to some extent, legally responsible, but I just don't think that you're capable of making certain decisions, because it's certain things I did when I was 18, I wouldn't even think twice about it. So I
Right.
just feel like,
Right.
I just feel like the world is a little rough, and I wouldn't put my child out. Like, I have a daughter, you know what I'm saying? I would,
Yeah.
yeah, I just feel like the world is just so ugly. Like, I'm supposed to be your ambassador to the world, so I would never understand a parent kicking a child out at
It's
18, at any
yeah.
age, I
Any
feel like,
age.
I mean, as crazy as this world is, like, you could send your son to the store and he don't come back home.
He don't come back home.
Right. That's true.
He don't come back home. So I just
He's
feel like,
like a target.
Shit,
I
your
just like
daughters too nowadays with all this trafficking and shit, they getting snatched up and fucking,
that's so
put on the
sad.
and I
track and
and I
all that.
and I just feel like grown women go missing, grown men go
Yes,
missing. Like
Right.
absolutely.
anything can happen. You can be a grown woman, go to a party, meet the wrong person,
And be
and
done.
be done. So I just feel like I can't see a parent wanting to do that.
I
I'm
still call my mama for everything. I'll be like, Mom, this is the situation, blah, blah, blah.
Bro.
Like, get
Okay.
off my phone. And I'm like,
Those
"Oh,
memes,
Mom.
like
yeah,
those memes about like how do you make a doctor's appointment? That should be me, man. I was like my mom. I'm like, so I just like what you mean? I gotta just call him and okay, like so. I don't know, but
I
I
just
don't
feel
think it's fair.
like you always need guidance. I don't care if you 50, 70, it's always somebody older, it's always somebody smarter. And I just feel like who better to get that guidance than your parent.
Mm.
So I
Mhm.
just can't see it. Like, you don't like to throw somebody out. Like, that's like you throw trash out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what could your child do that's so bad? Now, if you got a child that's grown and they a drug addict and, in and out of
Mhm.
jail, rehab, but like at 18, like they still a baby. Even if they graduated and they
Mhm.
do have a part-time job, like, are they really capable of taking care of themselves? You know what I'm saying? And then I just
Right.
feel like at that age, and really at any age, one wrong decision and it's over. Like, it really could affect you. And I just feel like it's just not right.
It just takes one bad decision and
That's
shit's
it.
just out the window, basically.
So
And it
did
could,
your oh sorry. See,
no, I
look,
was
that's
gonna,
interrupting and shit.
it's okay.
So did your mother kick you out at 18, or did she allow you to stay at the house?
I actually left when I was 19.
Okay, by
Ye-
choice.
by choice, yeah.
And
Okay.
that's different, right? So like that's it's a
Mm-hmm.
mutual agreement. Like I'm going, like I'm choosing this for myself, not being
Right.
forced.
But did you think you were grown at 19 and you was like, I'm good, I'm out here, I can make it? Like, what was
I
your
mean,
thought process?
my thought process at that time was like, I have a job. I did okay for myself. Like, I'll tell you this, I left and never went back. You
Yeah.
know,
Okay.
never missed a rent payment. So
Hmm.
I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? And it was mutual. She knew it was time to take the trainer wheels off.
Hmm.
But like I said, I know other people's situations, and it just didn't go well for them. And even my
I
friend,
feel like you
even
have to have resilience sometimes, like you have to be some bit of resilience to like survive on your own like that. Like you said, it's two spectrums. One girl became
Mhm.
self-sufficient and one girl drowned
Same
because,
situation, two
yeah,
different outcomes.
exactly, because they didn't have that same foundation.
but I just feel like even the one that is like self sufficient, she has trust issues because she feel
Hmm.
like if my mom would do this, I don't stand a chance with nobody else.
Hmm.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it is because your parents are like your introduction to the world, so
Do
they
you
kind of
think that
teach you the world. So
Right.
Do you think that it was possibly more behind that? Because I feel like if she just has trust issues based off of her just getting kicked out, that doesn't really tell me a lot. I feel like
it's
there's more.
it's the love. It's like feeling. It's like if somebody throw you out, it's like my mom don't love me, so anybody else will switch up on me any given Sunday.
So I can see that though, and then like she's not gonna let a lot of people in close to her, and she's not gonna put herself in a position to fail, like by having her independence taken away or her self sufficiency or like her spot, anything, because at any moment from what she's experienced, if you let somebody in close enough to do something, they can just walk in and out when they want to, or you put something else in somebody's hands, somebody that you think is supposed to like be there for you and guide you and do this, that, and the third, and they fail on that, then you kind of like left out in the cold and you have to like pull yourself up by your bootstraps and get it. So I can kind of see how she kind of has trust issues and she doesn't want to, jeopardize what she has. So I mean, to me, it kind of makes some sense, but I'm sure there's like some deeper rooted issues. We don't know the girl personally, but
Because I'm just thinking, like, just that one specific incident. I would personally, I would think, well, maybe she's trying to build me up so that way I can take care of myself. Because when you're a parent, there's no guarantee. Like we said, anything can happen to anybody. So there's no guarantee that they're going to always be around. So it's a possibility she's just trying to build that person so that way they can be prepared for if that day does come. You get what I'm saying?
I feel like there's a way to go about that though, and you have to like thoroughly communicate that with your kids. Like to my understanding, like some of us in our Black community, we don't thoroughly communicate, and especially some of the older generations because they just were taught a certain way and they just move by how they learn from their own experiences. But sometimes they will go about it as far as to say like, oh, you grown, you 18, you can get out of my house, you want to do this and a third, you grown enough, especially if you run out here thinking you grown, now I'm gonna show you grown, versus setting you up and like, teaching you how to like be self-sufficient and get you a
with
job.
The necessary tools and
be able to manage your budget and stuff like that. And then move out at 18, 19 because I done taught you what you need to do and this is how you're going to do it versus no, you grown, you gonna figure it out, get on,
But realistically, we going back to the generations where they didn't really communicate. I feel like communication has just become recently a topic in most households. I feel like
that's what I was just saying.
Talk to communicate. Then how's she gonna tell her daughter that's what I'm trying to do? You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of these parents,
that's what I was saying. That's the problem. Like you gonna have those who have communicated and those who have not. And I feel like a lot of the people that's kicked out of the 18. It wasn't taught to them because they didn't have that communication. So for them, the whole subject was, no, you grown, you think you grown, you can get out and figure it out, on your own. That's what I'm saying. Like that lack of communication right there was the problem.
And
what were you trying to say?
I was going to say that a lot of those parents, they have like a do as I say,
not as I do.
Yeah, type of mentality. I feel like you have to lead by example. And also, I feel like it's a certain type of parent that kicks their children out at 18.
Oh, that's true.
I really feel like the parents that are successful, that have careers and stuff, they don't really do that because they're successful. Rather, they had it the easy way or they worked themselves up to like be successful. I feel like they know they value that success and they don't kick their kids out. They try to help them. I feel like it's a certain type of parent. Maybe a parent that's not really doing good financially. You know how some parents be on that type of time where it's like, oh, I got 3 down, 2 to go. Like I think is that I think when you do that, I feel like you're not ready. You and then I feel like even at 18, like you kicking your child out, even if your child is 37 and they doing good and they got a career, a house and stuff, you still have to be a parent. So it's like you kick your child out at 18 and then what?
Now you've broken that relationship
watch them struggle.
that y'all had.
You watch them struggle, and it's like if you're struggling, and then a lot of people are miserable too. Misery loves company, so it's like I had to get up and do it this way, so you could do it, or
they put it their situation on their kids.
You said it just right. You said it just right.
More circumstances to that situation too, because my mom wasn't necessarily quote unquote successful, but my mom ain't never kicked me out either.
Right. Okay.
It's been different circumstances, but my mom's always been a parent. So I think it has to do with what that person has went through, their experiences, and how they translate that to their kids, like how they communicate that, how they parent, it has to be a lot more rooted than just the finances. I don't think it's just finances.
But there are those parents who have most times you'll see this in single family homes, right? Or even if like a child is raised by like a grandma or something or an auntie or something, sometimes that child may or may not be neglected, or it could be that relative that's motivating to that individual and helps them become a better person and doesn't push them out the house. So I agree. I don't think it's always finances. I think it's that individual per se. If they have it instilled in them to want or to raise a child, then they'll put the better parts of that characteristic in an individual and help them become and mold them into an adult versus forcing them out. But if they have a negative past or background or personality, then that negativity, those behavioral traits, that's where it comes from, that anger or the blame and pushing them out at 18, that cycle just continues. So I guess it depends on the individual and how they choose to raise a child, whether it's theirs or not.
I also think it kind of depends on the child as well. Like if your kid is 17, 18 years old, they've been in jail 3 or 4 times, they in a gang, or they doing drugs, or they steal, or whatever the case may be, or your daughter, your son got 2 or 3 kids, and they, 17, 18 years old, and they bring that into your house, and they putting that burden on you as if you are able to sustain or be responsible for them, the grandkids, I guess. And it's kind of like not fair, or like, that kid is doing things and moving in a way that they want to say that they are grown and they won't take any help or assistance or advice from their parents. So then their parent is kind of left with no other choice. Okay, well, you need to leave and see how grown you really are.
You got to do that Black movie scene where the Black woman is looking at him. I done did everything I could for you.
Shut up.
You done right.
Don't do that.
Right. You got to get the fuck up out of my house with all that shit. I ain't raising no more fucking babies.
No okay. Okay, Rochelle from Everybody Hates Chris.
Exactly. So I kind of feel like in some way the kid might play a part, but
I agree.
I feel like even before it gets to that point, now this is my thing, right? Even though I'm anti kicking kids out at 18, because I just feel like, when my daughter leave, I want her to have a nice bank account, credit score, know. And it's not so like my child owe me anything, but I want to know that I gave you the right tools. So whether you use it or not, I know that I gave you success. Period. And I just feel like I lost what I was gonna say, but I just feel like even if you absolutely have to, if I give you ultimatums and I've given you chance after chance after chance after chance, and I absolutely have to do that, but that wouldn't be like you do one bad thing and you out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because being a parent, you're gonna have to forgive. Your kids are gonna disappoint you. There may be times where you can give your child a world, they might be ungrateful. All of these are possibilities. As much success as you set them up for, kids can definitely stray. So I feel like if you absolutely have to do that, it's a better way to do it. Not just I'm speaking for I'm not speaking for the troublesome kids. I'm speaking for the parent that might be struggling and just waiting on you to do something and kick you out, just throw you to the wolves. It's like, that's what I'm speaking for. Now, if you troublesome and you you disrespecting my house, you disturbing the peace, you stealing, you got all types of weird people in and out of my house. Yeah, you.
At that point, though, don't you think you have to question what's going on with that kid and why is that kid reacting that way? At that point,
absolutely,
like you got to be a parent more than just if your kid is sufficient enough for them to sustain themselves.
I feel like all of that. You definitely have to you definitely want to be in tune with your kids and what's going on. Try to talk to them. Like, and another thing that I wanted to say, like a lot of parents, I don't like the idea that I don't want to be my child's friend. I don't like that because I feel like it's different types of friends. It's levels to friendship.
Yeah.
Like you could have a friend that she might just be a good turn up friend. Then you might just have a friend that's the all around friend. Turn up, advice, everything. So it's what type of friend you're gonna be. Like for example, when you tell your child to do something such as bedtime or whatever, clean up, they do it. But you're also your child's friend as far as like they can talk to you about a problem at school. Like there's some type of good rapport. So I feel like everything that you do from the time that they're born up until like all of it plays an effect. If your child feel like they can't come to you, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, kids can stray, they will stray, but I feel like as long as you have something good to come back to.
Right.
And I feel like even like the rebellious kids, like in the back of their mind, like when after they stop wilding out, they know like
somebody to love.
Exactly. And they know that they have that love at home.
I agree with you 110%. My daughter's 7 right now. And the way you describe the relationship, friendship versus parenting, I feel like that's exactly how we are. Like, she knows I don't play that shit. Like, she knows the fucking law, the rule, the chores, the everything. But she knows she can confide in me about anything. Like, we've established that since she was 2. I feel like if there's something, like you said, if there's something going on about at school, if there's something on her mind, if she has a bad dream, we experienced a terrible loss last year. And that was something I needed her to be open about because she was so young, experiencing something that serious. So, it was really important that I knew what was going on in her mind because she was so young. And then now I know, like, she can come to me and confide in me about anything going on in her life. And I tell her that all the time. So that, yeah, there's boundaries towards the relationship with you and your child, but it can be a friendship and a parenting. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to be like you said, turned up with my child. Like, we're not going to be best friends, like lit.
There's boundaries. Yeah, there's definitely boundaries. And I feel like all of our parents will all have always told us they ain't the one, they ain't our friends. And that's probably because their parents have told them that, and the parents before them, because they don't want you to get to the point to where you disobey them, you too comfortable, you're not really, like I said, So I feel like Janelle was saying, there has to be a boundary. Like, yes, you're going to respect me and do what I say, but I'm not going to put fear into you to where you are scared to come to me when you really need me, and you seeking that from other people, and you may not really be getting the right type of guidance that you need because you're going to the wrong people, because if they're not getting it from their parents, they're going to get it from somewhere else. And with straight, like, they're going to learn shit from their friends. Like, I feel like we've all learned a lot from each other growing up, but at the end of the day, like, you're not going to forget the foundation and stuff that your parents have instilled in you, So if you are doing your job in that part, like, your kids are going to always remember. They might have to come back and find their way after a while because they're going to want to have to figure it out by their own. We learn by actually living and not just fucking being told. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think that's kind of how that goes.
Yeah, but I just feel like I really don't like that idea of, like, I don't want to be my child's friend. I'm like, well, it's different types of friends. Like, I didn't say go turn up with your 14-year-old and y'all go get your belly button pierced together. I didn't say that.
But be your kid's confidant, Like,
yeah, I want my daughter to call me when she happy, sad. I don't care if you calling me to tell me the best news, the worst. I want to be the first phone call. Like, yes, you are going to have friends that's your age, but I just feel like you don't want to listen to those friends because they know just as much as you know.
Right. Like, I'm gonna use, for example, my mom. My mom still to this day say, "I ain't your damn friend, Shannon." Like, if I get to cussing too much around her, she ain't having that. But I think that we do have that level of trust to where I'll call her before I call anybody. But in her mind, it doesn't correlate to her being my friend. She feels like that's just her proper parenting style. So yeah, maybe it's just left up to some people's interpretation because them older folks, they don't be like,
let them play them game. Nope.
Stuck in their ways.
Yeah, for real. Like to this day, like, I be watching like Josh and my mom together, and he just be cussing and shit in front of her, and I'm like, bro, like, watch your mouth. Like, ain't no way. Like, I could feel like I could sit up here and cuss in front of my mama that much. Girl. I mean, saying all kind of stuff, just wild, and I'm just like, wow, like, shit done changed for sure. But like, she was like,
been popped in the mouth,
bruh, knocked out. But like, she was still like, let us know within that moment, like, I'm not the one. Right. Like, like, okay, yeah, you grown now, you 25, you 27, whatever the case may be, but don't start getting beside yourself, okay?
Right. And it's certain conversations that I'm never gonna have with my daughter. Like, we don't have to discuss it because she's still so young, but it's just certain things. I am your friend though. Yes, definitely. But
I like that.
Yeah, it's just, you can talk to me. But certain stuff I'm not gonna talk to you about, if y'all get what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm still mom. I'm still mom, so it's still a certain mystique that I have to have,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Exactly.
Do you think that correlates to, like, us being the younger generation to where we can use that term adequately and not feel threatened by the fact that we're less than if we're a friend?
No, I actually think it makes you a better parent because you're taking the time to, like, get to know your child, not just as your child, but as a person, as an individual, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. I like the whole concept, like, of being a friend, but like, not like a best friend. Like I said, like a friend with boundaries, you know, like, okay, I could be your confidant. Like you come to me because I don't know, like I feel like part of the problem with not being your child's friend is because you've instilled some type of fear in them. So they won't come to you about certain things ever because they're afraid. It's not because y'all not friends and they like respect you or don't respect you. It's because they fear coming to you because of the consequence. They don't know what the consequence is going to be, or either they do know what the consequence will be. So you haven't like made it safe for your child to be open with you, and I don't really think that is fair. But
do you feel like you have to, as a parent, and I'm not a parent, so I'm asking technically Tassie and Janelle, do you feel like that it's some level of fear you have to put in your child though?
I do.
I think that respect, yeah, but I don't want you like fear. Like I know what fear feels like and looks like, and
Okay, yeah.
I don't want that.
I feel like I drew a line, and my daughter know not to cross it, and I guess that's where the respect comes in.
Mhm.
So, like, I'm real old school, new school. Like Janelle said, like I really like it is so important to me that my daughter is transparent and open with me throughout. Like because, like you said, we've grown, we done been kids before. We know the challenges in life and the things that go on in school and what's gonna happen. And I mean, I can only do so much as a parent. I can't protect her from everything, but I feel like the more open she is with me, the more I can address or be aware of helping her out or giving her advice or preventing things from happening. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of negligence from parents is the reason and result of a lot of situations for a lot of children. Mm-hmm. So I want to be open and have a great relationship with my daughter, but I am also her parent, and she knows I do not play. Like I do not, like I don't know how to explain that.
We can say this too many ways, but
I don't play. Like
I say what I say.
I tell her all the time. I tell my daughter this every day. Serenity, I love you with all of my heart. I got you. Mama got you to the ends of the earth. Okay. If anybody mess with you, I got you. Period.
Yeah.
But don't you ever play me. Like
right. And I can agree with that.
Like my daughter knows, like, and then my daughter's a good kid, so I don't have to really scold her too much. Mm-hmm. She's a very good kid. She knows what not to do. And so far that's good enough.
So Janelle, not to cut you off, Tassie, but
whatever.
You know how we do. So what type of plans do you have for your daughter at 18? Like, how do you think that you will set her up for her whenever she's going to leave the house? It may or may not be 18, but like, what do you plan to do? Like, what type of necessary steps are you going to take to make sure that she's good to go?
Like, possibly like, whatever she wants to do, I support it. Just be good at it, be thorough, give it 110%. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, she says she wants to be a doctor or her own boss. I said, you can probably run your own office or something like that, so I just want her to have more tools than I had. That's it. Like we want, I just feel like every generation should be better.
Absolutely. Because if not, I feel like we're not doing something right.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm going to set her up for that, like right now she's my only one. So I do have a lot of time and attention to give to her. And I'm also a child development major. So
okay.
I really study children, and I really care about being a good parent. And I take it very, very serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just want her to, like, possibly at 18, hopefully she would have had a job, have been working for 2 years, saving her money. I'm not going to charge you rent. Like, yeah. As long as you helping yourself, I'm going to help you. And I'm going to help you as much as I can.
Good mommy. Look at you.
So if you have any other words or advice you can give to people who are stepping out on their own for the first time, or if they're new parents, what would you suggest?
New parents, it's okay. As a new parent, I feel like if you don't have those moments where it's okay to question yourself and be like, am I doing this right? Like the goal is not to be a perfect parent, because there's no such thing as perfect nothing. I just feel like just do the best that you can. That's it. Take it one day at a time and just do the best that you can. Okay. And yeah, just do the best that you can. And like I said, get to know your kids as individuals. And to the parents that do have multiple kids, understand that each child is different.
Yeah.
Even if they twins, they still two different people. So you can't you can't discipline them the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to love. So just focus on your children as individuals first. And like I said, you can be a friend, but it's all about what type of friend, you know?
Yeah.
I feel it. I'm here for it. Well, if you guys like the content we're bringing, help us by continuing the conversation. Comment in the descriptions below. Let us know if you guys have any questions or if you want to help us out with some topics. Feel free to throw some ideas at us. Do us a favor and join us on all social media platforms. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and subscribe to all the podcast content. And remember, guys, we are
Minds That Matter. Peace, y'all.